volume. We think in million numbers. If you come out with your idea, then the immediate question that we would be asking is, how can you make it reach millions of people, billions of people? It's not about the research itself. We also ask you, if you are coming out with an idea, how much money can it make? How will you know how much money can it make? Yeah? So the way the researchers and industry people are talking about same language, how can we make it reach millions? How can we make it reach? How can we earn millions in that? Then we have a good collaboration, symbiotic collaboration. So that's the direction we should go in. Very, very important aspect of that is what is the role our government can play. They can fund a research project. This institution itself is also funded in terms of land allocations, infrastructure availability. Government is funding that. So there are a lot of things government can play also in this industry academy. So once we have all the three things, all the three stakeholders, then we can talk about out of this relationship, how many patents are we generating? How many people are we able to employ? How many patents have been converted into business? These are, of course, some of the transactional elements. But we should also be able to think how this institution and all the companies together is contributing to this region. What is the impact this region has? I was already saying that, I would like to make sure that this region gets rid of the backward tag. Why is it happening? So what can we do towards that? Today, if you look at any of those examples, in case of state of California in the US, this is the foremost state which is always ready from a government perspective in creating policies, because this was the first state in the whole of the world which allowed autonomous cars to be driven on the public roads. So the government has to be ready with respect to what kind of policies, regulations and encouragement that it can give. Academia has to be ready with the research, and industry can promote that research. All the three things, when it comes together, we have a winning proposition there. Okay? So with that, I would like to conclude this. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Your insights and expertise will bridge the gap between academia and industry. Now I would like to request our director, sir, to provide a concluding perspective summarizing the enriching discussion and key takeaways from this event.
Honorable member of our BOG, Mr. Datta, who is the Chief of Bosch Global Software, Mr. Rajendra, and we are missing one very key element for development of our campus and the current infrastructure that we have, the Deputy Commissioner of the city, who is busy in some other activities. So we are hoping that anytime he may join us. Considering what has happened today so far, and I did brief our honorable guests of the day about how CSC branch with enhanced number of seats, AIDS as a new program in this campus, in this institute, how response of the new batch students and the achievements of the previous batches 2019 onwards have brought us to this level. I'm really thrilled and excited to see how Mr. Datta mentioned, though he's heading a global software company, that the huge software success story of UPI and many others has come from India. And my son who is in USA, as he said, they don't have anything like UPI or they're still using the other technologies. So getting the best pieces of the innovation and motivation that came from Mr. Datta was that we can make it. I was wondering, the slogan Make in India is coming now, has been heard, has been buzzword. Our Prime Minister also has been pushing it to the whole country, and definitely lot of movement has come in. But first time I had the hearing from Mr. Datta with those success stories that we are not too far. We are close to it, and in fact, as he mentioned, he is expecting that a huge percentage of such entrepreneurs who can change the way India is projected, very well projected now politically and in terms of vision of the country, but in terms of technology and innovation. So he is, as you heard him, putting placement as the bottom level, as a sure shot anyway. So let's rise above the placement as the main goal, but consider beyond that, considering the problems of the country. And one thing great I heard from you, Datta, is that India itself is such a vast country that earlier we were finding that there were innovations missing, technology missing, but now I find huge population available. Now what is that population for? For IT companies, the population is what decides the success of a product. The example of UPI, you will see when you join in industry, you will find ERP solutions, enterprise resource planning solutions. Companies are embarking on ERP, while Western world is already into ERP solutions, and in India we have got into many industries using ERP, institutions ERP. You are using AIMS as one example of ERP. So these solutions on IT are not just technology, as I heard from him. It is the response of the population that decides the success. So the IT companies, and this institution is for IT and all allied technology, the success will come definitely from the population's responses. And the examples of the success story of UPI and now many more may follow, banking in the country. So in a way, finance and financial analysis and all other technology related to financial transactions, when India does it, the record is made. And that's how success comes from India. So with that model as one example, thank you, Datta, for bringing that highlight that he is expecting not just job seekers here, but job providers in 4 years' time. And he's suggesting us that we may have even some kind of activities, some spark activities, right at the early level. And in fact, he's expecting that right now in the first year, second year and onwards, how independently the students are working and how there could be even additional guidance and support from academia and industry together. The startup thinking, as he called our institution, and we were using the term founding director and founding institute, so another name to us is startup. Now that doesn't go alone. When we heard Raghavendra telling us about how industry academia collaboration has been happening in the country, and he raised pertinent questions. Do we know the data? Raghavendra, during my 39 years of career, we were listening to in a R&D laboratory that I came from CSR, worked in Chandigarh. After joining in HAL for 3 months, HAL Hyderabad, I moved to Chandigarh, back close to my home. And then we were always talking about this golden triangle. Golden triangle means academia, R&D and industry, as if the triangle will never merge as a single point. So there is lack of focus. And we were always, keeping as if the triangle has 3 lines and there will be some distance. But to my surprise, and it's again, let me tell, getting a call from Mr. Veera, who is a government connect here from Bosch, saying that Bosch wants to work with us. Can you imagine? It was my dream coming true, that Bosch wants to come and work with us. Let me tell you, before he actually became nominated as a member of BOG for us, it is their initiative and CEO initiative and the government connect. We have Praneeth here, he is University Connect from Bosch. Imagine, I didn't know. The day I joined, within few months, 1 month or so, I get a call from industry seeking for such a collaboration. It was like as if it was a dream or reality, or I thought it would never come. So for me, if we was to count the institutions, maybe we are surely in that list of institutions where a program like AIDS comes from the suggestions of BOG members. Of course, there were few initial analysis that a program like artificial intelligence should be there in our portfolio. But then, as I said, once we started connecting with them, and then I had opportunity to see him after our first BOG meeting, that we had all by consensus immediately agreed that Bosch and CEO Bosch, Mr. Datta, would be one of our BOG members. And then accordingly, already Mercedes-Benz R&D that happens to be Bangalore itself. Another name, Manu, he is CEO for Mercedes-Benz R&D. So it shows Bosch is connecting. I know many technologies. I thought maybe some other time we would have technology portfolio shared. Maybe Avira, you said we'll have some day. Maybe sometimes we'll have full awareness of what they do in terms of technology and how much of bandwidth they have. When I say bandwidth, means they have a spectrum of technologies. And they all, as I know, they are connecting different pieces of, say, automobile, elements in the automobile. So they are more or less, in a way, nerve to and future electrical vehicles. So they are into many sectors. Health, you have heard AI in health is one of the elective already floated by their collaboration. And Praneeth and Veera were here to initiate that, and we are already working on that elective course. So I'm really happy that connecting team is sitting. They are the people who initially came here, and we had some understanding that okay, we would have a day like this, and we would have member BOG, chief of the industry, and a strategic person from their team. So basically CEO put together now, and everything happened on this day. 28th was our day of orientation here, and earlier plan was that they would come here on that day. So it so happened that nicely that within a gap of few days we have them here, and I think it's a great beginning, publicly a great beginning that has been made by an academic program beginning, where commencement of the program comes in very much aligned with the academic session and the industry presence by the key dignitaries of that industry. In a way, it really goes hand in hand that industry and academia are part of this program. Not just AIDS, that was a spring of the discussions, but largely, as you saw him, and that's a signal for you, with the mechanical engineering as graduation, he's heading a company which is software, global software. So that's also an indication that a broad engineering is part of our initial upbringing. If as a coursework, fine. If not, then as an attitude. And their presence and the spectrum of technologies they are already successful in globally is an indication, and also expectation that he wants some of you to be CEO of the companies. that you need to have a broad spectrum, broad understanding, broad attitude towards engineering. And then getting into how your core knowledge of CSE or AIPS focuses on something that the world has been able to solve. Thank you very much and best wishes for your academic career ahead. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Rathatri sir, your esteemed presence has already made this event exceptional. We would be greatly honored if you could grace us with a lasting moment by signing our event poster.
चल रहा अच्छा कनेक्ट करो इसको तेरा कर देना ये यार शौर्य रिकॉर्ड कर ले
Thank you, sir. I would also like to invite Mr. Raichur for signing the event poster.
टेढ़ा नहीं करता उसने किया
Thank you so much. Now it is our distinct privilege to invite our director sir to present a token of appreciation to our honored chief guest and COG member, Rathatri sir.
शौर्य
I would also like to invite our director sir to honor Mr. Raichur for as a keynote speaker.
चालू ही रख
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. Suresh, Public Relation Officer at IIIT Raichur, to extend the vote of thanks, expressing gratitude to all the participants and the contributors who made this event as a resounding success.
As we come to the close of this enlightening and inspiring event, it's my privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the entire gathering. First and foremost, I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to our chief guest, Mr. Datta, for his gracing this occasion with the esteemed presence and sharing some thoughtful and insights about how to bring up pattern and fun and how to dream and how to create a jobs instead of jobs. And our heartfelt thanks go to our keynote speaker, Mr. Raichur, for sharing your invaluable insights with us, especially the industry and academia collaboration and thought leader. And we extend our heartfelt gratitude to our beloved director for exceptional leadership and for being the driving force behind this event. And to the faculty members and staff of IIIT Raichur, thank you for your tireless efforts in organizing this event. Your dedication to creating an enriching environment for our students is truly commendable. A big thank you to all the students for being a part of this event. Your presence has made this occasion all the more special and memorable. Let us not forget the hard work, dedication and countless hours put in by the organizing committee, including public relation of our team, creative and content team, exposure team, social media team, etc. Your meticulous planning and execution have made this event a grand success. As we depart from this event, let us carry with us the vigilant shade today and aspiration for a brighter future. The journey ahead is promising and exciting, and together we can shape a world driven by knowledge and innovation. Thank you once again to each and every one of you. Have a wonderful day ahead.
Thank you so much, Dr. Suresh. As a host, I also extend heartfelt gratitude to all the attendees for their valuable contribution and participation. May the insights shared and connections made here continue to inspire us. I cordially invite our esteemed guests to join us for a delightful lunch in the seminar hall, where we can continue our conversation and further strengthen the bond of companionship. And a special lunch for the students is also arranged in us. Thank you so much. Students, kindly be seated. There is one video that we need to play. Please kindly be seated. Everyone in the last also, please take your seats. In the last also, please take your seats.
वीडियो रेडी अभी प्ले नहीं ऑडियो सही है ना हाँ करो वीडियो ऑफ किया ठीक है
Meet Maria, Arun and Jackie. They wake up, work out a bit, eat oats, tend to plants, you know, the regular stuff. Maria loves to paint. Arun loves to try out new recipes. And Jackie cycles to work because she loves her planet. They love imagining too. Maria imagines a day when cars would run on thoughts. Jackie imagines a day when people would talk without a screen. And Arun imagines a day when teleportation wouldn't just be science fiction. But there's one thing that makes them different from the rest. They put their imagination to work, day in and day out, so that they can make our lives safer, our surroundings smarter, and our planet greener. They are altering the future, one script at a time, one code at a time. You can call them dreamers, doers, or passionate change makers. We call them Boschlers. Bosch Global Software Technologies. Alt Future.